Well, things are improving. We've taken a lot of steps in partnership with the French to put in place better border security. So on our side of the channel, Operation Stack, the deliberate stacking of lorries because the tunnel is too busy, that hasn't been in operation now since August the 6th. On the French side, where we're very fortunate to have our border controls, we put in place the extra fencing, the extra policing, the extra security, better command and control, and the problem is less bad than it was, but there's still more to do. And I recognise that all the security measures in the world won't solve the problem, which is that there are so many people coming from North Africa and elsewhere, coming to Europe in search of a better life. And we need to do more to stabilise those countries from which they're coming and make sure that we break the link between getting on a boat in the Mediterranean and getting the right to settle in Europe. If we do those things, and Britain's playing a big role in both of those things, we can help solve this problem at its source.
OK, you described it as a swarm. Would you still describe it as that? Do you regret the use of the word?
I don't regret what I said. I was simply trying to explain that a lot of people were coming from North Africa to Europe. And I think people watching this programme and people who've responded to me about this have understood that that's what I was saying. But I think what's more important, frankly, than the words is the actions that we're taking. And I want people to know that the government's doing everything it can to stop people breaking into our country illegally and making sure that we have all those proper border checks and inspections that people would expect.
You talked, didn't you, about breaking the link. Do you think we can really control immigration and still be in the EU because of those rules, those specific rules about freedom of movement?
Well, of course, what we're talking about in terms of the Calais migrant issue, these are by and large people who either are asylum seekers who should claim asylum in the first country they reach. So that might be Italy or Greece, or it might conceivably be France. And then there are also illegal migrants, people who are in search of a better life. They're not fleeing persecution, and they're trying to get into our country to sort of jump the queue, as it were, in terms of people coming to live in Britain. And it's quite right that we say to those people, no, you can't come in. We have orderly migration procedures, and jumping on the back of a lorry or trying to get through the tunnel isn't part of that. Obviously, there is freedom of movement for European citizens within the European Union, and many people in Britain and elsewhere take advantage of that. But what we're talking about with Calais is illegal migration, and people want to know that our borders are secure. And it's good that we're not in the Schengen no borders agreement in Europe, so we're able to have border controls, and we're fortunate that they're in France, and we're able to secure our border on that side of the Channel Tunnel. And we need to do everything we can with the French to make sure that works.